All right, welcome to another video. Unfortunately, I did make another video, but my laptop wasn't all the way plugged in, so it just randomly shut off. So this would be video number 7 technically, but I'm going to leave it as video number 6 and just go where I left off. One thing I did in the last video that wasn't related to Snmp though is I set up a cron job on my server to reboot every day at 5 a.m. So I used a online tool here called crontab.guru that I have linked. So I'm not sharing my screen yet. So I will do that on screen 2. Share. And now you can see that here is the online tool I used. So if you want to be extra sure that you're doing the right time, because cron jobs can be very dangerous if they're done incorrectly. So I definitely recommend using a tool like this to make sure that you're having it run when you think you're having it run. So you're having it run the way you want it to run. Definitely recommend double checking and making sure you get it right the first time, because if you spend an extra 15 minutes and get it right the first time, you might save yourself 15 days later troubleshooting to try to figure it out. So. Okay, so yeah, so where I left off, I had a 4 router network hooked up to a Ubuntu guest. So I wanted to set up just a quick and dirty network and then install Snmp on that Ubuntu guest and do some and pull back some information from those routers using Snmp. So I am having an issue on my laptop right now where if I push the Windows key, I don't see the menu, but it looks like it still opens and I can still access everything. So here's the topology that I'm using. So for the most part, I've got it all the way wired up. If we go on to router 1, and I do a show route, you can see we've got routes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're only going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 links, but we're having route 0, so we have routes 0 through 5. So we have all 6 routes. All right, and you notice, of course, I've got the first 3 protocol direct. So 0, 1, and 2 are through protocol direct, and then 4 and 5, 3, 4, and 5 I've got learned through OSPF, and you can see I've got equal cost paths as well through OSPF. So they are, I guess I want to say that they're load balancing across those paths, across those links, because they're equal cost. But let's just kind of stick to the basics for now, and that's Snmp. So, okay, so edit Snmp, perfect. So here's all our options for Snmp. We've got v3, we've got view for a mid view, but let's edit v3, and now we can do USM, all sorts of stuff. So I think I'm going to stick to the plan here. Oops, yep, discard those and do a help apropos Snmp pipe match help. Yep, and now I'll look at a example version. So help topic, system examples, Snmp. So here's an example for how to configure Snmp version 3. So I do have, let's see here, show configuration, Intel 0. Yep. So let's see if I can ping those addresses from the Ubuntu Docker guest. And then we'll just see what happens if I try to pull back Snmp information without having anything set up on the VMX boxes. So destination, host unreachable. I don't have a, if I do a route on here, you can see I don't have a gateway of last resort, but I can add one pretty easily. Oops, and yeah, so it looks like I've still got the IP address that I used to access my LAN, my home LAN. So I think I'm just going to put a IP address on router 1 in that same subnet. It's a /24. And then I can just swing the link over at will and connect with either the public internet or this topology here. I don't think I set up a IP on the port going to the Ubuntu Docker guest yet. Oh, it looks like, oh, but that's for 0. Nope, for 9, I did not do that yet. Oh, actually, I'll do my gateway to be 1.1 because that's going to be compatible with my internal settings. So I'm going to have to change router 1. There we go. So hopefully this works. That's interesting that it's saying that the network is unreachable because I do have a gateway of last. Oh no, I did delete instead of add. Oh, destination net unreachable. Okay, but this works. So Yeah, and the other routers should have this there too, because I do have that interface included in OSPF, but it's included as a passive network because I don't need OSPF control traffic sent to this Docker guest. This does not have OSPF on it. Oops, and it looks like, unfortunately, I have lost CLI access due to the bug. So yeah, I think I'm gonna, well, let me just try router 2 because I just want to see if that 192 address is being propagated through OSPF, and sure enough it is. So I don't know why it can't connect up to it. So I ping my default gateway, but I can't ping. Maybe I used 0. Aha, yeah, I used 0. So I used 0.1, .2, .3. Oops. Maybe I used. So it looks like there's an issue with .3. What about .4? .4 there's an issue with as well. Maybe it's because the CLI are frozen on both of these. I know it's frozen on 4, but let's see. Yep, it's frozen on 3 as well. So I can't even hit it if I have that bug making it so that I can't access the CLI. It's more than just that. That's the problem. I can't even ping it when it's glitching like that. But not too difficult to correct. It just takes a bit of time, unfortunately. But I need a few minutes to go check on something. Anyways. Okay, so I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to pause the recording, and hopefully this will be up by the time I get back. All right, so I'm back, and I've got a login prompt finally for R3. So I will check on R4 as well. Okay, yep, login prompt for R4 as well. Perfect. So let's see if I can ping those now from the Ubuntu Docker guest. Nope. So it looks like that if I do a route, yeah, that configuration I added did not persist, but it won't be difficult to just add it again. Oops. Network is oh, I wonder if it did the bug now where it rolls back my last commit when I reboot. I'm guessing it did. Huh, this was working better for me. I don't know what happened. Nope, it didn't do that. So am I using the wrong? Nope, it didn't do that. It's saying network is unreachable. Oh, I wonder. Yeah, okay, that's why. Yep. So I don't have an IP address, so I can do ifconfig, add, or do help, and then I can do ifconfig eth0 address. ifconfig eth0, and then 192.168.200 1/200 oh, 192.168.200/24. There we go. And now I can add that route statement in there. So that's all you need to connect to routers on different subnets. You need an IP address, of course, but then you need as well a gateway of last resort, which is a layer 3 configuration added to the routing table, or you need a default gateway, which is a layer 2 configuration added to the MAC address table. But for both, you still only need to specify an IP. You don't need to specify a MAC address for a default gateway. Okay, so now I'm sure everything is good to go. Or not. Oh, right, it's .0. Okay, 0, 2, 3. 3 is still unreachable. 4 is still unreachable. So I wonder if I didn't add it to OSPF. Right? Yep, that is the case. Okay. Yeah, and you'll notice here I did 0.0 the other way. The other router 3 I left off the .0. Doesn't matter, it's going to automatically add in the .0 no matter how you enter it. So if I do the configuration, you'll see .0 is there. Sometimes I like to be a little bit quicker, and then the 0.0 is a pretty big hand motion. So, but of course, sometimes I just do it. So let's see if it's any better now. Oh, it's not any better. Oh, I don't even have the loopback configured as well. And I will go ahead and make that passive just to cut down on some control traffic. And if you don't specify a subnet mask, it automatically goes with /32. But I'm kind of, my programming language of choice is Python. And one of the big reasons I like it is because explicit is better than implicit. So I kind of am of the belief that even if it will happen automatically, just specify it anyway to make it click, because if it's implicit, you're going to forget things a lot easier, in my opinion. All right. So hopefully everything is good now, and it is on router 3 as well as router 4. So let's try doing an Snmp walk. Oh, and of course, all my modules seem to have uninstalled as well. It didn't persist when I rebooted. So let's first do apt get upgrade. Oh, right. I'm not hooked up to the public internet, so I'm going to need to do that to get all of the tools on this Linux server. But it's good to go now. That static IP address, I've configured my DHCP pool on my local router to only hand out addresses, I think in the first 50 hosts. So this is 200. It's a safe one to use for a static address. Okay, and then the next one I'll get is screen so that I can do multiple packages concurrently. But before doing anything, I need to make sure that my apt-get is updated. Otherwise, it won't be able to find the packages that I'm looking for. But now that that is done, I will do apt-get screen. Oh, apt-get install screen. Okay, so now I can do screen. And then apt-get install Snmp. So yes. Now I can detach and do a new screen. And now apt-get install Python. Oops, could not. Oh, okay. So I guess I can't do that concurrently because another, yeah. Because this is still going, so I can't do that currently. Yeah, even if I try with NTP, because the other one is going, unless the other one has finished already, which it probably did. Let's check on it. So now you can see I've got 2 to choose from. And I will choose 574. Okay, so that's the one for NTP. Let's see what the other one was. 410. Oh, so it looks like I can have them running concurrently. Well, that's good. It's just I can't do Python. All right, so I'm just kind of waiting to get Snmp on there. It might be a better host that I can use for that. Looked at this many times though. These are all just firewalls. So I need to look under guests. I wonder what this toolbox is. I think I'm going to try installing that just because I'm curious what's on there. Okay, so it looks like it's been successful, but I'm going to need to close and reopen GNS3. So you might be wondering, oh, well, once you lose all your data if you do that. This is the remote. This is running all remotely. So this is just my client view of what is happening remotely. So when I close this, it still continues to happen on the remote server. But it looks like that won't be necessary because the toolbox did display. So now I've got to bring it up. Okay, so here's the toolbox. So let's do man core utils. Let's do core utils, ls, cd, etc bin. Yes, I'm not sure what tools are on this toolbox. I tried to kind of look, but don't think Python is on here. Oh, it looks like Python is on here. But no, it looks like Python is not on here. There's just a file named Python for some reason. So definitely not a big fan of this toolbox. Oh, okay. Looks like this is done. Kill that screen. And it looks like this is done. Kill that screen too. Okay, so now I have Snmp walk. Perfect. I have Python. Nope, I didn't do Python yet. So I have NTP though. Yep, NTPD is there. So let's do one more. Let's do Python. Okay, and while that's going, I will move over. Let's do one more additionally as well. So we'll do screen, and we'll do apt-get install tree. Okay, and then this way, instead of ls, I can do tree. So if I do cd there, and ls would look like this. but a tree would look like that, which I prefer in some cases. So that is what I will go with. So this one's now done as well. So we've got Python 2, we've got Snmp on there, and we've got the NTP daemon as well on there. So, okay, so let's continue on with that Snmp walk. Let's try to pull data back before adding configuration to the Juniper, aside from just setting up a management network. Okay, so I think it's just timing out because the device is not set up. This is something I do not ever recommend doing in production, just pulling back everything through an Snmp walk. You will oversaturate your links unless you have proper policing set up on your management network. So that's something I definitely do not ever recommend, but I'm in the lab and I just want to get this to work. All right, so let's set up Snmp. So let's use the help and try to, so help apropos, Snmp, pipe match, help. Okay, so we'll be setting up version 3. Okay, so let's start off with these statements. Engine ID, so we'll set, now we've got different options here. Yeah, let's use the default IP address. Okay, so now let's do a run and then get more help. Or actually, we don't need to do a run. Okay, so next one's going to be view. We'll say it's C all OID. Set OID object identifier. Oops. Oh, Okay, so now we're in the actual edit Snmp v3. Edit notify name tag. Tag type. Okay, so now we've got notify filter. Yeah, I'm not sure if all of this is necessary. So yeah, let's just look at the minimum and see. Now this is where if I had that Python script, I would really be saving myself a lot of trouble because I could just do a search in all of the help for this minimum Snmp v3 configuration. And you'll notice when I do a help topic Snmp v3 again, so they all do have these titles configuring Snmp v3. So there will be one titled minimum Snmp v3 configuration, but in order to find the help doc with that title, I can't search by the title of the doc. I've got to search through these keywords that are kind of loosely related to the actual subject matter. So I'd have to, and you can see if I grab this and put it into Google search engine, it will pull up this guide in the juniper.net website. Yeah, so this exists on the device. It's just not labeled in a way that I could reasonably find it without a Python script. Wow, this is a lot of config needed for the minimum setup. All right, well, let's do it. I don't know if I can memorize this during the test. This is a lot of configuration required. I mean, I guess I don't have to because I've got that help menu, but yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we're going to do example Snmp v3 configuration. We'll do it on row 1. So one thing I can do, actually, no, I can't. Well, yeah, no, I can. So I have this. I can do Notepad just to, oops. There we go. Just to save this here. And I'll put it in quotes. So I can do help apropos Snmp, oops, by match help. And now I can do for each one of these, and I could just set up a terminal script to do this as well. But I can do help by match like this. yeah, and then just go through all of them like this and do it that way. Yeah, and if I had a proper terminal like secure CRT, I could pretty easily write out a Python script to do it that way. Yeah, but I unfortunately do not have that. But I can take this. Oops. But I can do pipe match. And then this. And then I should do a pipe no more as well. Okay, and then I can add this to everything. I think I can even do a find replace. So we're going to replace a new line with new line there. 106 occurrences were replaced. Oops. It's not doing it properly. I know there's a way to do this. That is more elegant than just this. I guess this is only, well, it's 106, but it is quite a bit. Shouldn't take that long though. 106 clicks isn't that many. Yeah, if I had, even if I were using MobaTerm, which I can use, I bet you I could write out a script. Or even in this one, I could write out a script. But scripting for secure CRT, I found is really useful, really fun. The help doc is really useful for that. That's kind of the key thing you want when you're scripting, is a good help reference. And you can see that's kind of what I was missing when I tried to use PyEZ. There was extensive help, but it was hard for me to get help with the thing I wanted, such as to see what all the possible commands I could run were and how to run a help command. Oh, there is a way I can do this in Python that would be faster. Yeah, I could have done this using Python really fast. That would have been a good kind of demonstration of Python as well, but 106 isn't that many. If it were longer, I would definitely be using Python. Oops, and here's the problem that happens sometimes where you can't even paste in large amounts of commands on a Juniper, because it just stops like that. Okay, so, well, that was a bust. I'm just going to delete it. and move on. So we'll just be working off of this example, configuring Snmp. So it looks like you only need a few configs. I don't know what all those large minimum configs were for, but I'm pretty sure you just need these configurations here. So this I'm going to include in the documentation for this video, or the links for this video. And then we're just going to configure all of these. And then we're going to try pulling back information and then move on to AAA. Now, what is Q fabric? Oh, so that's the QFX. So I'm going to be enabling this on an MX though, so I don't think that's going to be a good one for me. So remove it and go with one that is hopefully better. Yeah, I think this one is better. Oh, there's just so much though. All of these statements are required just for Snmp. All right, I think I'm gonna have to take a break right now, but I think this is the way to go. This network management monitoring guide. So we'll go through some of the examples here for configuring Snmp. So is this a Q fabric? Yeah, this is a Q fabric. So that looks like it's for QFX. We'll read all about Snmp, work our way through this in the next video, and then hopefully move on to AAA. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.